also made the record sales for the Magic Publishing Company, second only to second only to Steve Jobs' autobiography. Right now we're in a conversation regarding Mrs. Currimbhoy's book on Mrs. Shahnaz Husain, which has been named Flame. Welcome, ma'am. My first question for the evening would be that how did you come about the idea of this book?
I think my mother's life had been so eventful and interesting, and my mother has been a very, very public figure, but as I really read through all the articles that have been written about her, I realized that she had just her very public persona was out there, and her personal life, her private areas of her life, where, we talk about her childhood or her youth, that had not really been represented. And this book really shows the evolution of a person who was destined for success and who faced a lot of problems in life coming through. So basically the idea really started with her once I was sitting at Barista, and she picked up a book written by Gulzar's daughter on his life, and she wrote in it that, write a book on me, Nelofar. So I decided that perhaps it was a story that was definitely worth being told.
The book has been named Flame. Could you explain your choice for the name of this title?
Well, it's definitely not about her red hair like a lot of people think, but this name just came to me because if you read the book, you'll find in her personality, she's somebody who has refused to accept destiny, and she is, very few people realize that from the beginning she has faced so many hurdles and problems, and every time she's faced with a hurdle, she rises again like a flame.
Although the book is a biography, it reads more as a novel does. So was this a deliberate attempt on your part as a writer?
This was absolutely a deliberate attempt. I think that it's a very big pity that biographies, which are real life inspirational stories that people have lived through, often end up in the reference section of libraries, and you find that in any section of any bookshop, the biography section is the weakest. It's not, and most biographies that have been huge successes have relied on a big expose. That is not necessary. The only way for any medium to remain saleable is if it is interesting. So I've definitely written it like a racy novel, and Times of India called it unputdownable. I've got comments like riveting. So it really reads like a fiction, and I think that is important.
This is your first venture into writing, Nelofar, and you've actually managed to get the second highest sales, second only to our British Steve Jobs autobiography. So, to what do you attribute this success?
I think firstly I have to attribute the success to the fact that my mother has lived such an amazing life and is such a well-known personality. But of course, what has happened is along the way, I've got 46 reviews of this book, and I was very tentative as a first-time writer, not quite sure how my own writing was. But I've got amazingly good reviews that make me feel that word of mouth is also now selling this book. And I think what comes out of this book is a lot of heart, a lot of emotion, a lot of up-close and personal feeling, which people enjoy.
You've received extremely good reviews, and Hindustan Times has said Flame can inspire many to turn adversity into success. And it's also been predicted that you're going to become better with time. So what are your future plans right now, and how do you see yourself as a writer?
I've 40,000 words down my list because in Flame, my mother has lived out the story for me. So that was the easy part. The difficult part was to balance the relationship and the fact that I was a writer. So I have written since I was very young. I've written tons of poetry, and unfortunately poetry doesn't get published. And yes, I plan to be an author. I'd like to be known as an author before anything else. Even though I'm basically president of Shahnaz Husain and I spend my days working in the company, but I am at heart an author.
Which brings me to my next question, Nelofar. Daughter, author, president, do you merge them? Do you separate them? How do you manage these three roles?
I think by and large, work has to be left at the office. The author bit can be carried home. Some areas of one's life must merge, and some areas must be strictly separated. I think that's how it works for me. That's not how it works for my mother. She lives, breathes everything, her work. So there are different ways of handling your work, and I think what she has done has worked very well for her.
You've seen the Shahnaz Husain group of companies growing, and it started off probably even when you were very young. So, and Mrs. Hussain's also had to go through a very tough time. So has it contributed in shaping you as a person as well?
Definitely, I think as far as I can think back, almost I have been associated with Shahnaz. I've seen the kind of struggle that very few people see these days. When she was starting off her career, she did not start off. She came from a very, very illustrious government family, but she did not come from the kind of wealthy family that could even afford,